What's up, everyone? It's Rost. I'm back today with another rating all the cards video, and I'm with Skully.
Hi, everybody.
And well, we'll just jump straight into it. We've got a bit of Metal Raiders today, so Sparks is the first one. No viable use in Go format, and there will be no chatter about Go format. I won't keep acknowledging how none of these cards have any relevance, but this one certainly doesn't. Unless you've seen it.
No, this is the card that people like to joke and say, I'm going to activate Sparks when their opponent's down to like 200 or less. They're like, if only I had a Sparks left in my deck.
Yeah, that's
But that's
true.
about it.
Yeah, but artwork wise, it's just a fire. So for me, it's not very good. It's like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a pretty big spark, too. It's more of a flame.
What would you give it?
What did you give it a 4?
Yeah, I know. It's I like I was saying to Moxies. I like artworks that use basic colors and like kind of are just like almost two tone and they pop. So it gets a little bit of points for that. It's kind of like got I can see like little demonic shapes in the fire below. It looks
I'll give
aggressive. So
I'll give it a I'll give it a 2 for 200.
yeah, fine, fair enough. Okay, next card is the Furious Sea King.
He looks like a jacked up Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, he does look a bit like Jar Jar Binks. A Gungan, is it?
Yeah, they had like similar looking staff things and
Oh yeah, he does look. Well, I don't know. I know him from Duelist of the Roses. He looks. I don't know. He looks okay.
with his 14 pack.
Oh yeah, he does look exceptionally strong.
He's super ripped. He looks way stronger than he is. 800 attack points.
Yeah, a grand king of the seven seas. Massive tidal waves. He's very unnoteworthy. I think this is another 4 for me. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 10 for artwork.
I like the art on this card as much as it looks like a rejected anime character from the 90s, but I'll give it a 4. It's better than Sparks.
Yeah, I think this is on the same level as Sparks, although the comments might disagree. Right, next card. Succubus Knight, another Duelist of the Roses card. This one's quite powerful though.
Cool looking card. All the 5-star under 1800 attack guys are kind of lame as far as their usefulness go, but
Hmm. Um, yeah, very lame. I mean, I don't even like the artwork that much. It's okay. I'll give it. I'll give it a bit more. I'd say this is a 5 out of 10 for me.
yeah, I would say it's slightly better of a card than Furious Seeking.
Okay, Two-Pronged Attack. Uh,
So
yeah, go on.
whose hands are these?
C3POs and
Seldick.
yeah. I
That's the name of a card, right? Seldick, the guy with I think it's a Go format card too. It's like a weird quick play.
Salbeck.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to look that one up on the next video, perhaps. But I've not, I've not seen. That's a good point. You know what would know is the trivia section on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia. They'll have a theory at the very least. Um, this
It's
card's
a
you
it's
go.
okay in Go Cube.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like this is actually, it's something. It does something at least. I'm not saying it's viable, but I'd put this in my 2002 deck, so I guess it's worthy of note for that reason.
You can tribute scapegoat tokens to destroy any one monster is a thing.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of
Oh,
your
here's a cool way to use it too that I was actually thinking about. You know how
Ojama.
mind control, how you can barely do anything with a monster you take because you can't tribute it for any reason. This card isn't a tribute; it's destroy. So you can like mind control your opponent's card and then destroy your own with two prone to destroy their other card.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd see that, but What about as a counter to, like, burn? Is what I was thinking. Like, if you get rid of their Ojama trios and their Panda at the same time.
That's probably the most viable use of it.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of proud that I thought of that. But as for the artwork, I'm gonna say I like it. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 6.
I've always liked this card,
Yeah,
and the artwork I think is one of the main reasons I've always liked it. Anything that seems kind of playable, I do like and have like read a million times over, and just like stared at when I go through comments. And this is definitely one of them. I'd give it a 6. It's better than the last card that we did.
yeah, for sure. I mean, you're quite a good person to have on these because there are certain people on the community who do look at literally every single card if there's any viability to all of them, which takes us quite nicely onto Trap Hole. I'm sure you've looked at this card a fair amount of times, right?
So, Trap Hole is probably one of the best cards that's come up on between the last video and this one, right?
Yeah, one of the best ones for sure. And it's spoiler alert, it's probably going to be one of the best ones on this one as well.
I mean, it's usable card against warrior decks. We've seen it used. I think it's a lot of, depending on the meta, and I would say right now is part of that time. And 2021 is probably better than Bottomless Trap Hole right now.
For what reason? Because it can take up Donzalug?
Donzalug, yep.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't ever want to be staring at your Bottomless and be like, well, Don's getting my hand. I mean, Bottomless has the ability to get a Chaos Monster, which is huge, and not load up their grave, but you don't really see either played. If I had to pick between the two, though, I'd go with Trap Hole.
Interesting. I don't know. I reckon I'd go with Bottomless, just because it counters more decks. But
I'd only be putting it in against one specific deck.
True, yeah. But like you said, I wouldn't be my first choice either Trap Hole. But yeah, interesting stuff. As for artwork, I really like this one. I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. 8.
Oh yeah, another question though. Who's the monster in the hole?
I know he appears in is it Horned Imp?
That's the closest one I would guess that it looks like, but I don't know if that's the answer.
I don't either. I actually think it's a monster that has never actually seen the light of day in a card itself. But I think he's a reoccurring character in like the Trap Hole line, I think.
Yeah. I think I give Trap Hole still like a 6.
Fair enough. Okay.
Definitely more iconic card though.
Cool. Next card is Remove Trap. Well, it's not viable, is it really? Let's keep it real.
I wouldn't go that far with it because if you're trying to just destroy trap cards and you need to counter a deck that
like what?
So say if you're playing against something like a wall revealing light deck, the number of cards, spell and traps that can actually destroy face-up trap cards is actually pretty limited. So you're down to Mystical Space Typhoon. This is if you only want to use traps or spells to do this. So you're down to Mystical Space Typhoon, Heavy Storm, Extermination, and Bait Doll can't destroy face-up ones.
Okay.
So it's actually a small number of cards that can destroy, and those are both limited. So it's a very small number of cards that can destroy a face-up trap card. So then if you take it to the next thing, if you want to have outs for Royal Decree, then
I'd stick with Double Snare if I was going to use against the Royal Decree specifically. I'd go Double Snare because that can get rid of Jinzo as well.
Yeah, if you think the deck's playing Jinzo and Royal Decree, whereas Remove Trap can also destroy, like if they're playing, like we saw Skill Drain and Royal Decree both were in the same deck for the zombie deck that won the FLC, so Remove Trap would have the option to destroy either of those cards if they got put face up, whereas your Double Snare cannot.
So would you genuinely consider running this in a side deck? Being completely real with you, I mean, like in your limited 15-sided deck. I mean, I know what you're trying to say. It's not like...
we did see it used once in a sleeper meta tournament, that was very high on Royal Decree, and then it's also, if we talk about Goat Cube at all, it's a pretty great card in Goat Cube
Yeah.
because of how limited you are to trap removal
Well,
in
yeah.
the format.
In these early sets, we'll be talking probably more about Goat Cube than regular, but in an actual constructed deck, would you ever play it?
Yeah, the meta would have to really be a lot of face-up trap cards for that to happen.
Yeah, so this zombie deck, this delinquent, not zombie deck that took over the FLC would have to like completely be running around all the time for you to consider it, basically.
Not that deck particularly. Probably something more like the like wall revealing light type skill drain burn decks.
So what about the artwork?
Like you said, I like the colors on it.
Yes, I really like this one. This is going
It's
to
one that always pops out when you're going through commons.
yeah, for sure. This for me is a goat unicorn 10 out of 10.
I'll give it a 6 still.
A 6? After all that, you like praised. You said, "Oh, I love the colors. Really pops." You're a really tough customer to please. 6 is the highest you've gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
my scale is gonna be above 6 is gonna be stuff that's actually useful.
Yeah, but this the ratings for the artwork.
I thought we were going over the whole cards in general.
Well, if we're going over the way I've done the rating system so far is that I rate the rating goes for the artwork because you can always assess the artwork. You can't always necessarily assess the card itself because it's not really fair to like all these vanillas. So for me, when I'm giving a rating, I give the cards a rating for the artwork only.
I'm gonna combine an average of how I feel the artwork and how useful the card is.
Well, that's
So
there we go.
based on the artwork and how useful the card is, I still give it a 6.
Cool.
Because like some of these cards could be completely useless, but I'll put them higher up than I would have because of their artwork is good.
I get that. All right. I guess even though I said it's purely on the artwork, I remember giving some iconic cards probably some preferential treatment anyway. So there's the feeling factor as well. Trial by Nightmare is a sword in a coffin.
Trial of Hell. This is the errata name.
Oh right, it's Trial of Hell. Thank you.
Trial of Hell is the real name, which I think that gives it extra bonus points that they had to change the name of it.
Yeah, that does make it cooler. What do you think of the artwork?
I love the artwork. I love He-Man. That is like a Skeletor looking sword, blood going through the coffin. So I guess
It's
whatever was in there bleeds.
It's killed something again.
Yeah, unless it's made of wood, though. I guess it didn't kill a vampire.
I don't know if this one's in Duelist of the Roses, but the artworks for me is just average, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think the first edition LOBs of Trial of Hell actually go for a decent amount of money.
Well, we'll give you the price. I need to do like a compilation of all the things I'll say I'll do in a future video, and then make that video of just things that I say I'm.
But
Going to do.
if you notice the background too is all the fire because it's supposed to be Trial of Hell, not just Trial of Nightmare.
So for Trial of Nightmare, what would you give it out of 10?
I will give Trial of Nightmare a 6 out of 10 as well.
Okay, nice. Next card is Root Water.
2 out of 10. I have nothing to say about Root Water.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I
hate the
it.
name.
Well, yeah, Root Water is not exactly threatening, is it? But I don't hate the card. But you're right. There's not much to say about it in terms of Goat format. This could be a very
Fish are nothing. It's a just like completely useless card.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10 for artwork. Okay, next card. Sandstone.
I love the artwork on this card. For whatever reason, this is one of those ones that just like reminds me of the video games automatically. The like Forbidden Memories. Is it even in those games? It looks like it would be.
Well, yeah, all these old you know, yeah, it doesn't remind me of the video game specifically, but I can see why you'd think that. But then again, I've only played a few video games. I've played the Game Boy Advance games, and of course, everyone knows I play Duelist of the Roses a lot. But
Yeah, maybe it's a big Forbidden Memories card. I'm not even sure. It might not be. This is another one though that whenever I'm going through commons, it always catches my eye.
that's funny because I don't actually think it's that great. It's okay. This would be like 3 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I mean it's completely useless too, so I would only give it a 4. But it's one that always catches my eye.
Okay, this one catches my eyes more. Silver Bow and Arrow.
I always think this is like the good bow and arrow card that's like nowhere near GOAT format.
Which
And
one's
it's just
that?
useless. I don't even remember what. I think there's one that like destroys spell and traps or something like that.
Oh right, Mystic Arrow or something.
Yeah, and it's in the anime.
Spell Arrow. Yeah, I know the one you mean. It destroys face-up cards, but yeah, that won't appear here. But the artwork of this card, I am a big fan of. This gets a 7 out of 10 for me.
I'm gonna give it a 4 for confusing me with a better card.
Silverfang. Now, this is an artwork that I really like.
Yeah, Silverfang's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. One
I
of my
will
favorites.
I will give it a 5. It's cool that you can summon it off Rescue Cat, even though it is then useless.
Yeah. Well, if you need a rescue cat target, I guess probably go for the Wicked Worm Beast, which may be coming up in this video. Skull Redbirds.
Now, is the fusion that's not in GOAT format? Is it this one of the Crimson Bird or something like that? Is it this?
I think. Oh no, or is Punished Eagle, or it's either one of Punished Eagle.
Punished Eagle, I think, is in GOAT format, and Crimson Bird isn't, even though it's like a card of that era that just wasn't legal.
Yeah, Crimson Bird isn't there. I just don't know which one Skull Red Bird goes. I mean, it would make sense for the Red Bird to be a part of Crimson Firebird.
Classic artwork. I think this is a starter deck card.
Yeah.
If not, it's Metal Raiders or something. But
this is definitely LOB. This is.
LOB.
I think this is the premium attack points you can get in Legend of Blue Eyes.
Okay, yeah, I know it had some decent uses to it at one point. Cool card. I would give it a 6 out of 10.
For me, this is like I agree. 6 out of 10 for me as well. Okay, this is a bit of a classic. Skull Servants.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good card in GOAT format.
Oh
too.
yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. Of course, we finally get to talk about GOAT format.
Yeah, it has the Skull Servant deck, which you can get that. I forget the effect monster Skull Servant name, but you can get his attack up really high with Skull Servants.
Yeah, the card you're thinking of is King of the Skull Servants.
King of the Skull Servants. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing that deck.
Yeah, it is a decent deck for sure. There's definitely a list knocking about on the goatformat.com Discord deck list if you want to check it out. But the King of the Skull Servants, which we will get to eventually, but it will gain 1,000 attack for each copy of itself and this normal monster card in here. So this as a card, this is in like my collection for sure, and I would genuinely run this. So this is a good card.
This was like a meme back in like the Pojo days of like 2002 of what would you ever do with a Skull Servant before, I believe, and it was before they ever printed the King of Skull Servants. That people just always joked about how this was the most useless card ever.
Yeah. Well,
like I think Shape Snatch was the card that people like went to after this got the support, and people would say that was the most useless card ever, and like meme around with it. But it was Skull Servant before that.
Yeah, Shape Snatch. I remember the Shape Snatch memes. Trent was another one. But Skull Servant. I mean, arguably, if King didn't exist, at least it's a level 1 that you could metamorphosize.
Yep. Search it off Emissary.
Yeah,
Book
Search of Emissary. I mean, I don't know what's the best way to get it in the graveyard. Probably something Emissary shenanigans. Is there a way you can think of to get it in the graveyard? There's no
Tribute to the Doomed, card destruction.
Yeah, no, okay. For the artwork, I'm going to give this. I mean, it's whatever for me. It's quite funny, I suppose. So that elevates it. I'll give this another 6 out of 10.
He also kind of has like the rare hunter cloak on.
Okay. What would you give it out of 10?
7.
Nice. That's the first rating you've given higher than me, I think. Sojin. It's a field.
Yeah,
But it's a nice field.
sure. It's a 3.
It's it's plain.
I,
Gets the
I
point
don't hate
across.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't
No.
like the name because I would accidentally click that searching for like similar named cards.
Is it Japanese for field or something?
I think so.
Uh,
I don't know. I shouldn't say I think so. I have no idea.
yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. 6 out of 10 for me. All right. Next card.
You gave Sogen a 6 out of 10?
Yeah, it's just it's like Skull Servant, isn't it? It's like it's just
No one's gonna respect your scale.
it's just the artwork. It's a nice field, like there's famous paintings of fields and
It's
stuff.
no Bob Ross painting of a field. It's just a field.
If I saw that field in like an art museum, I'd be first off like, well, that was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but then it would make me very happy that someone managed to trick it. So it gets a 6. This one,
Spikes,
this is
Spike Seedra. I like the shade of blue in the background and of Spike Seedra, and I have nothing else good to say about it.
This is just another root water for me. So this is
Yeah,
gonna get a 3 out of 10.
I'll give it a 3. It's slightly better than Sogen.
Spirit of the Harp, notable.
Decently playable.
Well, not really. Like when Gravekeeper's a spy exists, why would you ever use this?
Some normal deck that you're playing, the Exodia Underdog deck.
Oh, come on, really? Would you play this though? Like you'd play the Charcoal Imparchies and
You
all the.
play both. You play all the 2000 defenses you can. There's not that many.
Isn't there? I can think
You're,
of off the top
you're
of my
filling
head.
you're filling like 37 spots with normal monsters.
Why would? What?
This
And
is one
then
of the ones you need.
okay, I see what you mean. And then you just put Heart of the Underdog in. But like, if we're going, okay, so I wouldn't bother picking this up, even if I was trying to complete a collection of playable goat cards. I wouldn't consider this playable really. But yeah, there is that one niche use of it, I suppose.
And this is Graceful Charity before she dies.
Really? She's a
Sure.
spirit, and then she dies, and then becomes not a spirit.
Well, she doesn't have. This is no. I'm sorry. It's not before she dies. It's before she earns her angel wings.
Right. In any case, quick note about this card as well. Where you're more likely to see it is in 2002 format. But
Yeah, that 2000 defense really matters there.
indeed.
I will give it a 4.
Yeah, I give it 2. I don't even like the artwork that much. Right. Another 2002 card, but
I hate this card.
does it work in Go? It's another one of those cards that, like Two-Pronged Attack, it does something, right?
Yeah,
So,
like you could play it in Cube.
but
The art, I hate just the stupid X on it. It was a cool card in the show, kinda. It'd be nice if the monster was at least stuck in attack position. Like if it did something extra. I
yeah,
feel like in the show, like it just made his opponent not be able to play cards in defense the rest of the game or something crazy like that too.
yeah, Defense Paralysis, I think it was called in the show.
Yeah,
Uh,
I will give it a 3.
yeah, 3 sounds about right for me as well, so we'll give it a 3. Steel Ogre Grotto.
The Rock'em Sock'em robot.
So for me, this is like a 7 out of 10 artwork. I really like this card. I mentioned in the previous video of Moxies that there were other kind of stone giants that I prefer than Giant Soldier of Stone. This is one of them.
I appreciate the artwork and style. I will give it a 4 overall, just because of that, because it's super useless.
It is super useless. Now, here's the card of the video, I think. Like, this is where we can spend a bit of time on a discussion.
I'd say this is better than Trap Hole. It's iconic from the TV show. It's in a great set of Legend of Blue Eyes. Still playable today. You can do combos with it. artwork I think is iconic even.
Okay, like there's no contest for me about if this is more playable than Trap Hole. This is way more playable than Trap Hole. I see this regularly. I've seen Trap Hole 5 or 6 times in my entire Goat career, as it were. But this goes in certain decks as well. It goes in stall decks, and it goes randomly as a surprise card as well. It's very versatile.
I I will go ahead and give this card a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think for artwork, I'm going to give this like a 7 out of 10. It is 3 swords, but it is iconic, like you say.
Yeah,
But
this card makes me think of Yu-Gi-Oh when I see it.
what other decks does it go in?
Mostly just stall decks or
Yeah, degenerate
played
decks.
played in any deck. Just like it was in the national championship deck of Max Suffrage in 2005. It was just good to stall the opponent, get a few extra turns.
Yeah, grand. Okay, well, we'll move on from swords. Terror the Terrible,
Ugh,
whatever.
Jabba the Hutt looking useless fiend.
I'll give this one 1 out of 10. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1 too. I've never liked this card.
Neither.
I hate seeing it.
The 13th Grave.
That's a cool name. It's a cool artwork. I wish it was better.
Yeah, I agree. I do like the artwork too. So this gets a 6 for me. I don't like it that much, but I do like it enough to give it a 6.
I will give it a 5.
Trihorn Dragon.
Secret rare of this card looks amazing.
Yeah, this is a
Cool
collector's
card
card.
in the cool card in the show.
Who uses it in the
Pretty-
show?
I
What?
think I'm pretty sure that like it's just mentioned maybe even that Rex Raptor has it.
I
I'm
don't know.
pretty sure it's a Rex Raptor card. I know he has dragons for like no reason because there's no dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever seen him use it. I'm not. I could be mistaken, of course. But it's definitely a collector's card. Minor use in 2002 for Flute of Summoning Dragon decks. Cool artwork. Cool text.
Decent enough stats for a 2 tribute.
Yeah.
2850 is actually pretty good stats for a 2 tribute.
Yeah, but like when Blue Eyes White Dragon exists, this is it's completely irrelevant. If we're talking strictly about Go format, this is another card that I would not even bother picking this up. But artwork wise, I'll give this one I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
I will give this card a 6. I think it's a super cool looking card though. The secret rare looks so awesome on it.
Tripwire Beast.
3, whatever.
I don't hate it. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about it. That's fine.
I have even less to say about this one.
No way, Turtle Tiger, what a weird looking crazy card.
A
A tiger encased in a protective shell that attacks with razor sharp fangs.
Okay, I'm not going to deny it's a funny concept, but it looks like it was made on MS Paint. Like there seems to be no depth perception on this card. Do you see what I mean?
It's got like giant lips and fangs.
Those aren't lips. Those are that's him. Those are his gums. He's snarling. Those aren't lips.
No,
Bloody lips.
it is I don't know. It looks like they took like contestants could like draw their own card to like Shonen Jump magazine, and this is what the winner was picked out of was
Yeah.
Turtle Tiger.
And like in 2002, when we were all 10 or whatever, or however
Yeah.
old we were.
Even younger. All right, move on.
Yeah, this
He gets a 1.
Yeah, it gets a 3 out of me because it's like you said,
No,
it's funny. It's funny.
I'll
so it gets a 3.
I'll give it a 2 just for being so ridiculous.
Okay, so twin-headed thunder dragon.
Twin Mouth Dark Ruler.
The same artwork, of course. What do you think?
Is
of
it? I think the real name is Twin Mouth of the Dark World, and
Right.
they changed the name.
Because,
So one of the first Dark World monsters.
Uh,
I don't know. I love Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, but this thing, and isn't this just like the same picture changed?
yeah, exactly. It's reused artwork. There's quite a
It
few
just-
cases of this.
Yeah, but this one looks so much worse. Like it's got like a chicken leg. I don't know if the other one does, but I never
It's got a
noticed it.
chicken leg. Yeah, they both got chicken legs. I
Yeah,
guess this is
well,
more
for
pronounced.
whatever reason, this one like looks like a straight up chicken leg and jumps out at me. I don't love the shade of green. I'm staring at the extra open mouth more. I don't know.
For me, it's a
I
3 out of 10.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that I like the artwork of Twin Headed or so much more than the same drawing. But yeah, I'll give it a 3,
My
sure.
my rating for Twin Headed will be similar, I think. Um, Ty Hone.
Annoying, stupid looking card. I like the purple in the background. I give it a 1.
I also give it a 1. Good talk. Umi. See, okay, I'm gonna give this a higher rating. What did I give? This gets the same as Sogan. Uh,
I think I gave Sogen like a 2, right?
yeah.
I'll give Umi a 3.
Okay, but
Actually, I will go much higher on Umi because it's actually useful, and
yeah,
I've played it in decks myself. So I will
exactly.
give Umi a 5
Ex-
because Levia Dragon is really cool card.
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to get onto. This card could see play if you're already running 3
3
copies of
Legendary Ocean.
exactly a
Yeah.
Legendary Ocean. So if you've got those kind of decks, then this is the card that comes next. And you said you've built a deck that has that, and do you run 3 terraforming as well, or?
Yeah, I think I played like 1 copy of Umi. I was using the deck that played like the Ocean version. So the one that sent everything to the graveyard, so I needed like 1 more copy of to pull
Yeah,
that combo
well,
off.
the Neo Daedalus option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I get you. Again, another pretty cool deck list available on the Go Format Discord if you want to check it out. Um, right. As for artwork, I'm going to give this a nice little 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 3 total. Or no, 5. Sorry, I forgot. 5, 5, 5.
5.
Irby,
Urabe. It's a dinosaur.
badass, badass looking card. One of the only dinosaurs in goat format. After goat format, you could summon them with Rescue Rabbit to make Levia and Lagia.
Oh, wow. Super applicable. Completely better than, what's that other cards? The water one?
Oh, that's if you want to play. If you want to resolve all 3 of your Rescue Rabbits, Ross, then you need to play
Oh, of
Irby.
course, of course. Cabazels, that's the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, 5 out of 10 for me.
Kabazools.
Oh,
I will give this card a 5 out of 10 as well because I like the artwork that much. Its stats, it could at least be summoned off of Giant Rat. And
oh, come on. You're not summoning this thing of Giant Rat. Don't do it. That's no viability. Don't listen to that. You're not picking this card up if you want to be a competitive Go player. No way.
vile germs.
Yeah, I mean, it's cute, I guess. Cute and creepy. Good combo.
2.
I like the artwork. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, not a very good card. And finally, for today's list, we have Violet Crystal.
1.
No, I really like this card. This is going to get a 9 out of 10 from me. I like the artwork. It's very simplistic and everything I like. We're going to end on a strong note.
Yeah, with a 1 versus a 9.
Yeah, well, there's a disparity on our scoring. But anyway,
All right.
that's going to be it for now.
That was fun. Catch you guys later, and we'll do some more of these.
For
Had
sure.
a good time.
See you later. Bye-bye.